Good morning, big wide world. Time for an update. It's actually been about 2 weeks since my last video. That one was it had been done a little bit before. I'm going to start trying to do a video probably every Tuesday. This one's actually pretty current. It's going to be the day before that I'm doing it. So now I've been full time for about 3 weeks or so. But as you know, we are actually in the middle of a move too, so things have been pretty hectic. There are quite a few updates that I'm going to talk about though, and I especially wanted to get into this video of what we're actually going to be doing to do eBay while we're on the road. Um, if you're expecting like a really well edited channel with cool intro music and drone shots and stuff, that's just not happening right now. I've got too much on my plate. Really, this was kind of just a thing I wanted to do for, family members and friends and stuff that maybe wanted to see what we were doing and also have like my own recorded history of everything that we're doing to do this new adventure. And then, after that was the thought of like, well, there's actually probably quite a few people that might be interested in something like this because it's a very unique situation that we're going to be RVing while I'm selling on eBay. So that's kind of why we're doing this channel. And if you are interested in this or you know somebody that does, please like and subscribe because if I can't get some traction on this channel eventually, then I'm probably going to keep it to just stuff for friends and family. But I really think it would be awesome to be able to kind of grow the channel and have other people see our experiences as we have them. And so right now we're kind of in that transition period. There's not a whole lot of excitement type stuff, but it's that down and dirty stuff you got to get done to prep for this. We're in the middle of the move. We're getting stuff packed up. I've actually got a load I got to take to the dump today. I've got 24 orders that are going out that I just got done packing. I've got a garage full of garage sale stuff that I've got to get organized. I've got to start getting my inventory cleaned out, like old stuff that I'm not going to take with us and put that in the garage sale pile, get my inventory organized to get it downsized into the RV. We've been taking stuff to the RV, doing some renovations in that, doing small renovations here. It's just been pretty hectic. While I'm, selling eBay full time now, I started doing 10 listings per day last week. My whole part-time career, I was only doing about between 5 and 8. It just depends on how much inventory I had at one time. Although during those last 3 months of the holiday period last year, I had enough inventory. I was doing 10 per day. And man, it was so awesome from a money standpoint, but I was burning the candle at both ends because still had a full-time job. I'm trying to do stuff on the weekends with the family. And this kind of reminds me of that because even though I've only got one full-time job now, I'm also got another full-time job basically getting everything ready to get in the RV. So it's been tiring. It's been pretty hectic, but this is the last week. Okay, so people are probably wondering like how's the house thing doing? We are actually selling through Open Door. We decided we did not want to worry about a timeline of when it was going to sell, how much it was going to sell for, buyers backing out, which seems to be happening a lot more recently, especially with the high mortgage rates. In fact, mortgage rates just went up again this past week because everybody got scared because of the CPI report from the Fed. We don't have to worry about that. They came in, they assessed the house. After initial assessment, they did a full like walkthrough and stuff, and then they did a physical assessment. They gave us our final offer, told us what they were going to give us, which there were some things. We've got like a 20-year-old outdoor AC unit, and that kind of worked against us a lot. But it was still a number that we were happy with. We've only been in this house for 5 years, so getting to walk away with any money at all is pretty good. We weren't relying on that money. To fund this trip. It's just extra money, extra cushion. So we were okay with what we were getting. In return, we get to pick our closing day. We know we're going to close. We don't have to worry about renovations. We get to plan everything. And, when we're moving into the RV, when we need to have garage sales, we know everything and it's not going to change. In fact, I just got confirmation from the title company this morning. We had to get a new survey done. That's been taken care of. We had an HOA lien problem from the previous homeowner that was taken care of whenever we bought the house, but they're not showing it on the county side. That's been cleared. So we're good to go. Monday next week, we're closing. We get our money in the bank and we're not having to worry about anything else. So that's the good thing about Open Door. Maybe I'll go into that a little bit more in another video if somebody's interested in it, but that's all I'll talk about for right now. If you haven't noticed, this video is going to be a little bit longer. We haven't even got into what I really wanted to talk about. But there's a lot going on and a lot I want to talk about. I'm just going to show you the house. It's dirty right now, but you can see everything's pretty much cleared out. Oh, there's Blue. That is our Alaskan Mameloot. His name is Blue, aka Mr. Poopy Tail, aka Boo Boo Dog. And he doesn't like the fact that he's stuck inside right now because it's kind of gloomy outside. But you can see everything's pretty much off the walls. We got furniture and stuff. Please disregard the mess, guys, especially the dishes. That's on my honey-do list today. But you can see this is from 2 days. It's been a really good week. A lot of stuff was sold. 24 items going out today. The net is $525. Okay, I'm not going to do gross sales. I think that's a very inaccurate number. You know, you could have $10,000 in sales in a month, and your margins are 20%. I'm gonna if I ever talk about like what's going on or whatever, it's going to be net. That's what I'm actually taking home pre-tax after all the fees, you know, cost of goods, that type of stuff is out. So over a 2-day period from Saturday morning to Monday morning, I made $525. Pretty good, right? You know, for somebody who was, you know, doing 5 listings, you know, a couple weeks ago, although I've definitely got some good inventory right now. But, all right, so I'm going to walk you through. I'm going to show you my inventory room, and oh my God. I promise I'm going to show warts and all, guys. It's pretty bad right now. This was my daughter's room before she moved out, and it shows it. It's a disaster area. Carpet's all stained. Windows, you know, this is it, though. This is my inventory room. I changed it whenever she moved out. Lots of stuff. There's Blue's bed, and this is also his room. Supplies and stuff. But I've got to, you know, narrow this down. All these are completely full. This is all, these 3 are inventory stacked to the gills. This is all inventory. That I made that video a couple weeks back with all that cool Nintendo box stuff. That's actually going to get put up this week. I've got to test the cartridges, see which ones have battery problems. Even though it's all box stuff, you still got to do the cleaning, the testing and stuff, because you don't want to sell somebody a $200 item and then it doesn't work. But I'm even still picking up some bigger stuff. You can see I've got some consoles here. CRTV. I've got some stuff up here that's listed, but this is stuff I'm going to be going through. I'm getting rid of those CNETs. Those are going in the garage sale pile. You know, I've got some older stuff. And then I've got video games and stuff in here, which I'm actually kind of low on stuff right now for video games. I got a ton to list, but I sell a little bit of everything, guys. So I've got to dummy down all this stuff. I've got books down there. I've got a bunch of... Middle Earth role-playing game, the old 80s one from Rollmaster or from ICE. Man, those are selling really good right now. I've actually got a couple that are going out. Okay, so, all right, I'm going to show you the garage. Please, please, please don't hold this against me. It is a disaster area. We basically just been throwing stuff in here right now. This is all getting organized, I swear to God, this week. The next 2 days, I'm cleaning down my inventory, my old inventory that I'm getting rid of, and then I'm getting this organized to be set up for a garage sale. We've got a little pile there going to the storage unit that we have in for right now. Some little stuff going to the RV, but all this over here is mainly garage sale pile. I got a ton of 7x10 bubble mailers back there. Those boxes are completely full, hundreds of them. I got those for pennies on the dollar at a garage sale a couple years back. I'm going to have to get rid of most of them, and it's going to make me cry. But I can't take all those in there. I got a new thing of bubble wrap because I go through that quite a bit. But you can see this is just a complete disaster area. Maybe I'll show more video whenever this gets fixed. But right now, that's pretty much what's going on this week. And in between that, I've got to test stuff. I've got to list stuff. I've got to pack stuff for eBay too. So yeah. If you haven't noticed, I didn't get younger. I decided it was time for the raccoon that was living on my chin to go ahead and vacate the premises. It's getting a lot warmer down here in South Texas, so it was a good idea to kind of cut that down, and plus it was getting a little spiky. You know, I got stuff over here. So it's just nice and clean. It'll grow back in. Okay, so how am I doing this? How am I going to resell on the road in an RV? Well, let me first explain our RV. You're probably thinking, yeah, he's got a big Class A or a big ass fifth wheel or something like that. Nope, 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 nope. We are in the box is 26 feet long, 8 feet wide. It's a 30-foot travel trailer when you add the tongue and stuff. We had bought it at the time. We wanted to do some traveling and go on adventures and vacations and stuff, but we weren't serious about the full time. We were thinking about it, but it wasn't completely on our radar yet. This was like 2.5 years ago. So we got something that we thought was big enough for us to use, but we weren't considering full time. Okay. Now, what some people do is, okay, yeah, I'm going to full time. Let's go ahead and trade that in, take on more debt, whatever you got to do to get something bigger. We've already got about a third of it paid off because I put a pretty big down payment. The payments are the only debt we're going to have after we sell the house. They're about $220 per month. We could pay that off right now, but we're going to go ahead and keep it because keep the payments because we want that liquidity. Hopefully I said that right. Rather than paying the extra interest right now, we're okay. We're comfortable with that. But I'm in a 26-foot box with my son, my wife, my dog, and my daughter is going to be with us part-time sometimes. We don't know how that situation is going to work. She's actually living in Arkansas right now with grandma. That's a whole nother situation. It's what it is right now, and I'm not really talking about that right now, but she's going to be actually traveling with us over the summer. But I'm going to have under our couch storage, I'm going to have the back of my truck, I'm going to have the bottom bunk, and it's like a bunkhouse type deal with the pretty good sized bunks next to a bathroom, and then a slide out dinette, and then our little bedroom. I'll do a tour probably a week or two from now once we get everything set up and it looks a little better and it's more organized once I get all the stuff in there. But yeah, 26 feet. Not a big Class A, not a big fifth wheel. We're gonna make it work, guys. Right now, I think I'm not gonna have to slim down on the types of inventory, the sizes of stuff I buy. I do buy consoles and stuff too right now still because they sell. I should have enough room for them. If not, then we will start, getting a lot smaller. But right now, I'm still picking those up. I'm also concentrating on a lot of smaller items, video games, cameras, health and beauty products like curling iron, stuff like that. Small electronics, iPods, Discmans, Walkmans, stuff like that. But I'm not going to let money, fall through my fingers by not picking up $150, small 12 by 12 by 12 CRTV that I can sell for $160 right now. Okay. If I have space issues, then I will start doing that. I am getting rid of old inventory. I keep a very lean store. This will be the last thing I talk about, and then I'll go into how I'm planning on reselling. I keep a very lean store. At the highest amount, I think it was in September when I really started ramping up for the holiday, I only had about 250 items in my store. Okay. The importance of sell-through rate, good titles with key descriptors, and decent to good pictures is so important. Okay. You do not need a 10,000 item store. You don't need a 1,000 item store. You need good product. Okay. I pick up stuff. The sell-through rate is majority of stuff is at least 70% or higher. I will pick up stuff that maybe is a little lower. Like I'll pick up bundles of video game stuff. Because I want the good games and stuff, and there might be some that are just throwaways like FPS games and stuff. I normally just bundle those with the consoles. But the majority of stuff I buy is going to be, above a 70% sell-through rate. Sometimes I will pick up stuff that's lower if I can get it cheap enough and the price that it's going to sell for is high enough to where I can undercut everybody and I know that it's going to sell within a couple months. Okay. That's kind of something you need a little bit more experience with before I would consider doing that because you just don't want to have a bunch of stuff like that. It starts to drag your store down. I clear my inventory out if it's old. Normally within, let me get out of that glare. Normally within a year, if it hasn't sold. Where is that glare? Okay. Sorry, I'm trying to get a drink. Okay. Normally if it's within older than a year, I've already tried to delist and relist a couple times. If it hasn't sold, I'll normally get rid of it. It's a drag mentally. It's a drag on your store. I think the algorithms are affected by, you know, how many views an item's getting. If it's something just not that great, there's really a finite amount of people that are interested in something like that, and you're not getting a lot of views on it, it's going to drag your store down. Okay, you got to wait for that specific person that wants that, and they're going to have to purchase your item. That's why I don't pick up a lot of clothes, a lot of shoes. Those tend to sell slower. People will pick up 100 shoes and stuff, and they'll only sell, 10 out of that 100 within a 6-month period, and there's more and more that just keep backed up. I keep my stuff lean. I like my stuff selling, and most weeks I'm in reseller nirvana, which basically means for every item that I list, I'm selling an equal amount of items. Sometimes I'm even doing better. Like this past week or two, I'm probably at like a 1.5 ratio to where I'm listing one item, I'm actually selling 1.5 per item listed. That's a great place to be. And as long as I can maintain that while I'm on the road, I'm not going to have any problems. I'm in a major city. I'm in San Antonio. There's quite a bit of reseller pressure. I don't know. It may be even worse some other places. I don't know. But I'm able to still find stuff. I mean, there's plenty of times I'll go and ask for video games, and they're like, oh yeah, there's already been 6 people that have asked, and it's only 8:30 in the morning. Thrift stores are really hard to find stuff. I do find stuff at the bins fairly frequently. But I don't know what's going to happen on the road. All I can say is this is what I plan to do, and I'm going to hope it works. If not, we're going to try things a little different. What I would suggest if you're going to do this, though, is make sure you have a financial cushion. It's a little different maybe if you're a single person, but if you have a family, you're married, you have a family, you've got to make sure that that family's taken care of, okay? We actually, with what we're getting from the house, which I told you was not part of what we needed, we actually have about 2 years of income that we budgeted, and we budgeted pretty high on what we need per month, just to make sure that we have it covered, because we're probably going to be in vacation mode, for probably at least the first 6 months. So we have 2 years worth of income, basically. If I don't bring in anything from eBay, we're good for 2 full years. Okay. Now you may not need that much. Okay. I cashed in some investments. I've got the sale from the house plus money I've saved through eBay because I had a full-time job at the time. You may feel a year is good, but I would not go any lower than 6 months, because you're going to be adjusting and you're going to hit places that are going to have nothing. Okay. It's almost like the summer slowdown. You know that those couple of months, sales are going to go down. And you know that when it gets seasonal, like towards the Christmas time, sales are going to go up. You have to even those out over like a 6-month period. You know that sales are going to get better. It's going to be the same type of way when I'm traveling, I think. There's going to be some places I'm not going to find much. But when I'm in places where I'm finding a lot, I'm going to stock up as much as I can to cover those times when I'm having to run a lot leaner. So that's the first thing. Realize that you're going to have fluctuations in what you can find and how your sales are going to go. Okay, you're looking at a year long. You're not looking at month to month. As long as you're staying healthy over a year's period, then you should be fine. That's why I said I think it's really important to have a year's worth of income, because yes, you're going to be selling stuff. You're not going to need to use that whole year, but that also gives you extra emergency funds for, issues with your RV or your tow vehicle, or if it's a Class A, issues with the engine in the Class A, your house breaks down. So you're also able to pull from that for those repair costs. So try to get a year's worth. And then also when you're planning out your itinerary, where you're going to go, we're actually got the next 6 or 7 months planned. We got kind of an idea where we're going to be for the other 4 or 5 months, but we don't have anything nailed down. When you are planning your route, don't plan your route based on destinations. Okay. What that means is, we're going to a bunch of national parks. We're going to Glacier National Park. We're going to Grand Tetons. We're going to Grand Canyon. We're basically doing the first 7 months, we're going to do the Rocky Mountains. We're going to go up through Colorado. We're going to do Idaho, a little bit of Wyoming, a little bit of Montana, and then start working our way south back to Colorado, New Mexico, and Utah. So when I look for places, I'm looking for medium-sized cities at least. Okay, so our one of the first places we're going is in Colorado is Colorado City. Okay, lots of great hiking, lots of great stuff to do there. So we lucked out on that one. That's a pretty good sized major city. When I start looking at a city that I'm going to potentially we're going to park at for a couple weeks, and that's what we're planning. We're not doing like 3 or 4 days. We're planning on at least 10 days at each place, sometimes more than that. 2 weeks. Heck, in Utah in the Salt Lake Valley, because that's like a thrifting gold mine. If you watch any videos for people that go there, we're staying a month during the summer. That's when I'm going to use to kind of bulk up my inventory to get ready for that Christmas season. So that's another thing. You got to plan. Okay. I'm not going to have to worry so much about inventory if I can find a lot of stuff during that month I'm in Utah. Okay, I'll be covered for a lot more of the seasonal stuff later on, because that's also when the weather's starting to turn, garage sales are going down, so you got to think about that stuff. Okay, so back to what I'm saying. So Colorado Springs is pretty easy, but okay, another place we're going is Glacier National Park. Okay, we're not going to stay near the park. We're actually staying in down by, what is it, Whitefish? Or one of those places. In between where the major city is. I can't remember the name right now, and I'm not about to stop the video and look it up. But it's actually down on one of the big lakes there. And it's between the whole metro area, there's probably about maybe 50,000 people. But I also looked and seen what kind of thrift stores there are. I want a place that's got at least 2 to 3 good thrift stores. Hopefully Savers or Deseret Industries, especially in the Rocky Mountain area. I hate Goodwills. We all know Goodwills. They're hit or miss, but they send so much stuff to their e-commerce sites that I just get tired of going. Like, I don't go to Goodwills down here very much at all. So those other types of stores I think will do a whole lot better. So I want 2 to 3 good thrift stores within, about a 30-minute radius. Because if I'm going out longer, just for one store, then it's starting to cut into my gas. I think that's a pretty good amount right there. I also want to have the city to be a certain population density, because I want to be able to garage sale. Garage selling is going to be your best source for high profit, low cost of goods inventory. Okay, I'm sorry, thrift stores, bins can beat it sometimes because you're paying so low per pound, but you're able to find a lot more really good stuff at garage sales. Okay, so I want to have garage sales. Okay, we're going to try not to stay in places during really bad weather, like seasons, like we're not going to stay in the desert during summer. We're not going to go up north during winter. So we can prolong our garage sale season. That's one of the cool things about San Antonio, where I live right now, is we don't have an off season for garage sales. There's some bad weather, towards the end of December plus the holidays and then in January and stuff. But for the most part, we have garage sales year round. This is kind of a bad thing too, because it does thin out the quality of the sales, because people can have sales all the time. But it does help with those off months. Whenever things get pretty slow and all you're able to do is go to thrift stores. So, thrift stores, garage sales. We are going to these places to see stuff, to experience things, to live this life. But it doesn't mean we have to be right on top of them. Okay, as long as they're an hour or 2 away, that's plenty of time. I could do my sourcing in the morning, get all my stuff done. We can go to a hike within a 30-minute drive, or go see a lake, or go swimming. We can do stuff in the evening. There's going to be some days to where, we need to travel a little bit longer to get to where we want to go. And those days, maybe I won't source, but I'll still do listings and, testing and stuff. Like when we're going to be in Grand Teton, we're actually staying on the other side of the mountains in Idaho Falls. We're not staying in the Jackson Valley, because there's no thrift stores. There's just not enough population there, and everything's so expensive. So in order to get over to Grand Teton, the national park area, we're going to have to drive over the mountains about 2 hours, 2.5 hours. Yes, it's not ideal, but we are living. We're not vacationing. We are living in Idaho Falls. We're taking like a 1 or 2 day vacation to Grand Teton. So that's going to be a whole day thing. We're going to actually because we can't take the dog into the national park, we're actually going to probably board him during the day so he's not stuck in, the RV, because you got to take care of your dogs too. So we can go do some hikes, go down see Jenny Lake. We'll probably do the scenic tour, the drive through there. It's also Yellowstone's right up at the top, which we're going to skip Yellowstone this year. We're going to be back this way. But that's what we're doing. We're living in certain areas, and then we're vacationing in some of these other places, like over day trips. Okay, we're going to do a lot of driving. That's one thing we did whenever COVID hit down here. We started driving everywhere because everything was shut down. That's kind of what kind of opened our eyes back again to wanting to travel. Is there was so much around San Antonio within a 3-hour drive. So many beautiful places, the hill country, the rivers. We're like, man, sometimes we just like to drive and see all this stuff. So that's kind of what we're going to do. We're going to do some of the theme parks and stuff like that, but we want to do some hiking. We want to see these great vistas. We want to swim in the lakes. We want to swim in the rivers. We want to, hike the national forest and let our dog Blue go out and smell stuff. And you can see he's just dreaming about it right now. Are you dreaming about all the smells that you're going to find? All the new smells? No, you don't care right now? You will later. So that's our plan, guys. I don't know if this is going to work. You're going to get to see if it does, because I'm going to be honest about it. I'm not that type of person. I'm not going to fluff things up. People who know me know that I am pretty blunt. If you like the content, great. Please like and subscribe. If you don't like the content, fine, comment, but be, nice about it. If there's things that you guys want to know about or questions you have, comment about it. Maybe I'll make a video or at least answer your comments down in the video comments. But if you don't tell me, I don't know. There may be some videos that might be really cool that a lot of people are interested in and I don't even think about. If you don't tell me, I don't know. Okay, so this is getting pretty long. I'm going to go ahead and cut it off now, but hopefully that helps you with how I'm planning on doing this. And in later videos, of course, we'll give you the tour of the RV. We're going to be here for a little over a month while we wait for my son to get out of school, and then we are heading out right at the end of May. Like that day that he's out of school, that he leaves school, we are leaving that afternoon. We want to get out of here. So yeah, you guys are going to get to see this journey. It's going to be so exciting. We are so ready for this. This month of purgatory is going to go by so slow, but this is going to be so cool. And hopefully you guys think it's cool too. And maybe it will impress upon you the fact that it's doable and that maybe you can do it too. All right. Well, for right now, thank you very much, and like and subscribe, please. And we'll talk next time.